morning, and thank you so much for joining us at our One World Spiritual Center online gathering. I am so glad you are with us on this beautiful Sunday morning. Thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time listening or watching, let me extend to you a special welcome and special gratitude for being with us today. We have a wonderful gathering for you today. We are continuing our December theme on light. And what we're going to be talking about today, or actually what Reverend Chris Kell is going to be talking about today, is chaos. And it sounds fascinating. So I hope you enjoy that talk. Her talks are always so wonderful, so full of information and wisdom and inspiration. We are very glad to have her back speaking with us again. So I hope you enjoy that. We have some fabulous One World music. We have the chance to bless our kids and find out a little bit about what they're doing. And we have the chance to join together in prayer and support each other and support our beloved. So I hope you enjoy our gathering. And again, thank you so much for being here. So before we jump in, let's take a moment and just settle down from all the busyness of our day and just bring our awareness to this particular moment. Sometimes that just requires the intention to take a breath and to focus your awareness right here. There are so many things drawing our attention. There are so many distractions. We think about what has gone before. We worry about what is to come. We think about all the things we need to do today. And for a moment, let's just lay all that down and be willing to be present for each other in this gathering, for the opportunity to celebrate and awaken and grow individually and in community. So I invite you simply just to relax wherever you're seated and just take a breath, sitting with an air of friendliness and openness and curiosity and gratitude at this beautiful particular moment. We are grateful for each other, for this community, for the chance to be together right now. And so I'd like to share with you as our opening prayer. It's by an unknown author, but it's about deep listening to the sounds of our souls, to the presence of the holy that surrounds us and sustains us in each moment. So I invite you to listen. God of silence and God of all sound, help me to listen. Help me to do the deep listening to the sounds of my soul, waiting to hear your soft voice calling me deeper into you. Give me attentive ears that begin to separate the noise from the sounds that are you who have been speaking to me and through me my whole life, for so long that you can seem like background noise. Today, help me hear you anew. And so it is. Isn't that what we strive to do? Is to hear and know the holy anew every day in every moment. What a beautiful energy. And so with that, I invite you to listen to our opening song. Please enjoy.
1, 2, 3, 2.
I hope you enjoyed that music. We are so lucky to have the fabulous music that we have here at One World. Many thanks to Asha Lightbearer, our music director, and our wonderful band. So this is our opportunity right now just to spend a few moments and join together in prayer. We support each other, we support and lift up our community, our beloved, and we widen the circle to include all beings, all of our neighbors, whether we meet them or whether we never will, because we all are connected, we all are one. And so we hold our world in our hearts, in prayer, and in the light. So let's just take a moment, take a breath, move your awareness from your busy mind down to your heart space, and just continue to breathe. Be willing to open your heart to this moment, to share your energy with all those listening and praying here as we lift up our love and our light together. Creator God, thank you for this right now. We are grateful for this community, for each other, for all the gifts given to us, and all the gifts that we can bring to each other and to our world. We see the beauty of this majestic and wonderful creation all around us. We strive to be better stewards of it. We strive to be better caretakers of each other, to live together in love and peace and unity and compassion, to be the beloved community we know that we can be. We know that we do not walk this journey alone. We are grateful for the love and the light that sustains us at all times. And so it is. And together we say, Amen. So for the last few weeks, those who have been watching have known that we have prayed for our own Linda's sister Nancy and Ellen's mother Judith. They both made their transition this past week. And so what I would like us to do is just take this moment, these next few moments, and hold Nancy and Judith and Linda and Ellen and their families and all their beloved in our hearts through this devastating and challenging and heartbreaking time. Let them feel our love and our light and our support as they release their beloved, Nancy and Judith, to the universe, to what Reverend Sidney always used to call high joy. It is so hard for those of us who remain, even though we believe that those who have transitioned are in pure peace, in high joy, and in perfect light. Sometimes it doesn't make it any easier for those who remain. So let's just take a moment and hold these beloved in our hearts. Father, Mother, God, sweet Spirit, we hold in our love and in our light and in our hearts Judith and Nancy, who have made their transitions and who are now in perfect peace, and their beloved, Ellen and Linda, and all family and friends who walked with them through their journeys. We give thanks for the lives of these our beloved, for the gifts they shared, for the love that they gave us, and that love that remains. We are so grateful for the gift of these two wonderful and beautiful women. We miss them, we release them, we send them on their way with tears and gratitude and love. And we ask for peace for Ellen and Linda and their families and all who remain. While they grieve, may they know that their beloved are in the perfect light, in the arms of the holy in perfect peace. May that thought bring them comfort. May they be sustained by family and friends. May they find healing, and may they be at peace. And so it is. And together we say, Amen. So if you have a beloved on your heart, or a concern, a situation, a circumstance in your life, anything that weighs on you, let's just take a moment and for each of us, just hold it in your heart, knowing that it is heard, knowing that we are holding these concerns and these beloved together in our prayer circle. And that has meaning and that has power. So let's just take the next few moments and sit in the awareness of our own circumstances, our own beloved, whatever it is, knowing that healing is coming, releasing it all to the divine, where renewal and rebirth are found. So let's just take a few moments. Creator God, we know that all that is on our hearts is heard and known. We release our beloved to the arms of the holy, seeing them healed and renewed, joyful, uplifted, and whole. We see the truth of who they are, even though earthly circumstances and the details of our lives may sometimes hide from us the truth of who these beautiful souls are. May we always see them as well and whole. May they be joyful, strong, courageous, and peaceful. May they be well and healed. For those circumstances of our lives which weigh on our hearts, we ask for strength and patience and constancy and wisdom. May we walk forward in judgment and wisdom and discernment, knowing that we are not alone, listening to that voice that resides in the essence of each of us, that shows us the next step on each path. We are grateful that we do not walk alone, that we are uplifted and upheld in the light of Spirit. And we widen the circle to include all beings, so that all may be healed, all may be well, all may be at peace. We give thanks for healing and renewal to come, and so it is. And together we say, Amen. So I'd like to close our prayer time with a prayer I've done before, but I just love it. It's the Bodhisattva Prayer for Humanity. And it is by Shantideva, who was a Buddhist sage of the 8th century. So I invite you to listen. May I be a guard for those who need protection, a guide for those on the path, a boat, a raft, a bridge for those who wish to cross the flood. May I be a lamp in the darkness, a resting place for the weary, a healing medicine for all who are sick, a vase of plenty, a tree of miracles, and for the boundless multitudes of living beings, may I bring sustenance and awakening, enduring like the earth and sky, until all beings are freed from sorrow and all are awakened. A beautiful thought. When we live with that intention, the world is a different place. And so with that, I invite you to listen to our special music and our talk by Reverend Chris Kell. Thank you.
In the stillness lay a child, behold his grace and wonder. His mother standing by with a smile, and through the cold and bitter of night we find the answer to our plight in the innocence of a child. As a baby sleeps, the angels keep watching through the night, knowing by his light will shine. The wise men came afar, for many years they wandered, following the stars through the night. And though sometimes they questioned why, they just kept their eyes on the sky, knowing all would be made right. And peace on earth there will be. Let the angels sing his praises as we bow and bended knee to Christ the King lives in me, singing glory, hallelujah, let it be. Whoa, whoa, ooh, ooh. And in the dark of night there shone a light to lead the way to love, bringing heaven above to light. Peace on earth there will be. Let the angels sing his praises as we bow and bended knee to Christ the King lives in me, singing glory, hallelujah, let it be. Peace on earth there will be. Let the angels sing his praises as we bow and bended knee to Christ the King lives in me, singing glory, hallelujah, let it be.
Good morning. I hope everybody out there is doing well and making their way through the hustle and bustle of the season. Today is the 8th and last day of Hanukkah, also known as the Festival of Lights. As you may know, Hanukkah is an 8-day observance that remembers the Jewish people's struggle for religious freedom. According to Jewish belief, it marks the day on which the great miracle of oil occurred, and is a particularly special day because it encapsulates all of Hanukkah. In Christianity, today is the second Sunday of Advent. According to tradition, Advent is a season of waiting and a time to prepare our hearts to receive the Christ child. The second candle in the Advent wreath is called the Bethlehem candle, or the candle of peace. Lighting the candle marks the beginning of a week of reflection on what the future will bring. Advent is also referred to as a period of faithful waiting, not only for the miraculous birth of Jesus, but also for the peace on earth promised to us in the prophecies found in the Scriptures. Yet as we look around us today, we see anything but peace. We have a new strain of COVID threatening us, as well as the threat of disastrous climate changes. Civil unrest continues, along with shootings and rising crime rates. War, poverty, homelessness, suicides, dysfunctional politics, these are just a few of the chaotic conditions we are experiencing today. The world, it seems, is sinking into a chaotic abyss. Chaos. Is it a gift from the divine or the work of the devil? The definition of chaos refers to a lack of order or lack of intentional design, and is often perceived as bringing shadows and darkness to the world. In Greek mythology, chaos was the first created being, the first of the primordial gods to emerge at the dawn of creation. Personified as female, chaos was a shadowy realm of mass and energy from which much of what is powerful in the world and negative and dark would appear in later myths and stories. The folks at Merriam-Webster tell us that the word chaos derives from a Greek word meaning chasm or void. In ancient Greece, chaos was originally thought of as the abyss or emptiness that existed before things came into being. Later, the word chaos was used to refer to a specific abyss, the abyss of Tartarus, the underworld. Tartarus was a dungeon of torment and suffering in Greek mythology, described by the Greek poet Hesiod as dismal, dank, and a place of decay. Today, again according to Merriam-Webster, the most common uses of chaos denote either confused disorganization or a state of utter confusion. It often implies an undertone of darkness, negativity, and sometimes even evil, especially in literature. Today's use of the term chaos by the media often suggests that something is seriously out of kilter and perhaps even on the verge of collapse. Novelist Gore Vidal described it perfectly when he said, "At any given moment, public opinion is a chaos of superstition, misinformation, and prejudice." Yet, according to Professor John Briggs and physicist F. David Peat, chaos is more than the messiness of mere chance or utter dark confusion. In their book, 7 Life Lessons of Chaos, which is a holistic exploration of chaos physics, they say that nature uses chaos in remarkable ways to create new entities, shape events, and hold the universe together. They claim that chaos is subtle and more than the common idea of a jumbled mass of confusion. In their words, the scientific term chaos refers to an underlying interconnectedness that exists in apparently random events. Chaos science focuses on hidden patterns, nuance, the sensitivity of things, and the rules for how the unpredictable leads to the new. It is an attempt to understand the movements that create thunderstorms, raging rivers, hurricanes, and complex patterns of all sorts, from river deltas to the nerves and blood vessels in our own bodies. Chaos is both death and birth, destruction and creation. Weather patterns are a perfect example of chaos theory. We can usually predict weather patterns pretty well when they are coming in the next few days. But as days pass, more factors influence the weather, and it becomes practically impossible to predict what will happen. Another example is a pinball machine. The ball's movements are precisely governed by gravitational laws, but the final outcome is unpredictable. As an example of how chaos is all around us, imagine yourself sitting by a river. As you sit there, you begin to notice that the water is simultaneously steady and predictable in its progression as it follows its natural course, yet ever-changing as the current generates complex shapes and designs in the water as it flows along. Sometimes the water moves slowly, gradually eroding its banks. Sometimes the river is a raging torrent, causing untold destruction. But as we think more about this stream, we can see that it is inseparable from the other ecosystems to which it is connected. Myriad animals and plants drink from its waters. The twigs, leaves, and seeds that litter the surface are carried to new locations to feed the soil. The water itself is used to nourish our crops as well as our bodies. The river is an ecosystem interconnected with both the life of the earth and her inhabitants. Similarly, each of us, and as an individual, is interconnected to the systems of nature, society, and thought that surround and flow through us. We live within movements constantly affecting each other and creating unpredictable chaos at many levels, like the stock market and ordinary street traffic. Yet within this same chaos, we find the order and patterns we need to navigate and function in our daily lives. Today, chaos is evolving from a scientific theory into a cultural phenomenon that allows us to question some of our most cherished assumptions and encourages us to ask new questions about reality and where we are going, questions that acknowledge that we are not alone. Chaos teaches us that we do not live in some abstract perfection, but in a pulsing, vibrant, ever-changing world. Chaotic times can push us into radical new ways of thinking and experiencing reality. It is as much about what we can't know as it is about what we think we know. It's about letting go, discovering new paths, and celebrating the magic and mystery of the universe. The inevitability and essential nature of chaos has been recognized since ancient times. Aristotle understood chaos as something that exists independently of things and without which nothing can exist. Roman sage and poet Ovid believed that change is the only constant in our world, the one thing of which we can be certain. And the great Chinese military strategist and philosopher Sun Tzu wrote, "In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity." All these great philosophers knew that if you have no chaos in your life, you are not growing, because growth requires change. Therefore, growth needs chaos. To understand how chaos changes us and leads to new growth, just think about how the ongoing pandemic is challenging the way we go about everyday living, both individually and as a society. How it has emphasized and led to new dialogue about human vulnerability, our capacity to think and act as a global community, and how we must prepare for the future together for our continued survival. We cannot deny that chaos has invaded our lives and that the symptoms of cultural disorder affect us all. We are experiencing a transition from orderly to chaotic times and can be seen within the uncertainty and fear many people feel in their lives. Humans love order and balance, and because we are primarily orderly beings, we work towards minimizing chaotic periods as much as possible. Yet, although most people instinctively know how to behave in times of social order and are guided by social rules, when experiencing chaotic times and problems in a culture with what Briggs and Peat call a mechanical perspective, that is, a culture based on scientific dualism and separatism, people will desperately grab for any social order, including negative order, authoritarianism, anyone powerful enough to demand attention, and sometimes even violence. Briggs and Peat tell us that our traditional mindset has focused on social, political, and ecological problems as lying outside ourselves. As a result, we try to overcome problems by conquest or negotiation, which has the effect of reinforcing our perception of inherent separation. From deep within this mindset springs the violence that today dominates much of our consciousness. A mechanical perspective that sees the world and ourselves as no more than a collection of externally related parts blocks the clarity of our vision. The seeds of a dualistic, objectified way of seeing the world and its problems, science versus religion, logic versus intuition, mechanism versus nature, these were planted in the late Middle Ages and gained momentum in the 15th century during the Renaissance. Before the Renaissance, consciousness referred to what people knew together in community as an organic whole. But since that time, the concept of consciousness as an individual characteristic and the belief that humans are fundamentally separate individuals, that became the norm. Man was the measure of all things and the predestined overseer of the natural world. Nature became objectified and externalized, subject to scientific investigation, experiment, and management. Spirituality became the purview of the church, overwhelmed by doctrine and hierarchy. This mechanistic paradigm continues today, but fortunately, it's being challenged with a new worldview, chaos theory. Briggs and Peat call this new paradigm chaotic wholeness, a world of holistic, self-organized, chaotic systems within systems. They believe that within the cosmos, chaos and wholeness are entwined. They say that since the time of the Renaissance, we have focused on our existence as isolated individuals, yet underneath our feelings of isolation and our loneliness as separate individuals vibrates a sense of belonging and interconnection to the whole world. Their concept of chaotic wholeness recognizes the intrinsic value of both the natural and spiritual worlds, as well as the mechanistic benefits of science and industry. Their belief that an encounter with the terrible unknown of chaos can bring with it the apparently paradoxical feeling of an intimate, transcending faith or trust in a nurturing cosmos. Taking that thought even further, Rabbi Rav Berg, a noted Kabbalah scholar, I don't know how to pronounce that. Rabbi Berg teaches us that in the search for a world without violence and chaos, effecting change requires a complete overhaul of the way we perceive things. It is our spirit within us, our consciousness, that determines the visible and observable world that we experience. Experiencing solidarity with the whole universe is about freeing ourselves from the chronic habit of thinking that we're just disconnected fragments. It's about moving from an emphasis on the isolated self, from the consciousness of what we only know individually, to the consciousness of what we also know together. from individual competition to collaboration, from obsessive focus on control and prediction to a sensitivity toward emergence and change through which the whole is expressed. Chaos inherently is neither good nor bad. Chaos stimulates its intuition, music, art, inventions, creativity of all kinds. But too much chaos and we descend into disorder, confusion, the shadows and darkness of the void. Chaos helps us better appreciate order. In fact, chaos and order go hand in hand. Without chaos, there is no order. Similarly, without order, there is no chaos. Both systems depend on our perspective and how we use them. Order can either be good or bad. Order is logic, science, patterns, laws, and rules. It is easy to make things orderly. However, with too much order, everything will work properly, but initiative will wither. Too much order leads to stagnation and death of the spirit. But if you allow chaos to take over, order will collapse. Once things collapse, people also fall apart. But that's where chaos comes in. It shakes us up and makes us reevaluate our lives and direction, and then reassert order. A well-balanced state of chaos and order is very difficult to manage at the same time. Achieving balance in our life is a lifelong task, an ongoing, ever-unfolding journey through the maze of chaos and order that requires patience, compassion, and acceptance of ourselves in the process. And even then, sometimes the bottom unexpectedly and callously falls out from under us. When that happens, when our reality as we know it changes or even disappears altogether, we are suddenly pulled back into the present moment, forced to pay attention to our inner voice and change the way we think about reality. And that is the gift of chaos. Chaos and order are the ebb and flow, the give and take of life. They are a mutual exchange of energy and stasis, of light and dark, of life full of bright potential and one of gloomy shadows. Chaos is disorder according to plan. Out of chaos, we create order and discover endless possibilities. The purpose of chaos is to teach us that all life is interconnected, to show us how to grow from the dark into the light. Friedrich Nietzsche said, "One must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star." Chaos's gift to us is to teach us how to find the light, even in the midst of darkness, to help us give birth to a dancing star. Thank you. In today's prayers, Reverend Melanie did not have Gay's request for a prayer for Bill, her companion Bill, who is having stent surgery, having stents inserted into his neck on Monday. And so we are asking your prayers for Bill and Gay that he has a successful surgery and that everything works out according to plan. So thank you once again. And next is our reading.
Many thanks to Reverend Chris. I really hope you enjoyed that talk. Thank you so much for listening, as well as our special music. Again, we love our band. This is our opportunity in our service to give our gifts and our tithes and our offerings in support of One World. And as I say every week, I am so grateful for the support you continue to give us that enables us to continue to bring you the programs that we do. The gatherings, the classes, our youth program, our morning meditation, our evening discussion groups, whatever it is we do is entirely because of your ongoing generosity. Thank you so much. We are very grateful. We bless these gifts and we commit them to the ongoing work of One World. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your ongoing generosity. You can easily donate to One World. Just go to our website, click on the Giving tab at the top, then the Donate link, and then this page will appear. And as you can see, there is a large Donate Now button in the center. That will take you to our giving app called Tithely. Or you can send a check to the address shown in the center of the page. Or you can also give using the PayPal link. Again, thank you so much for your continued generosity and support.
We do have some announcements today. Our community circles are on holiday break. We will be resuming next year, and we look forward to seeing you then. And we are having our holiday party on December 18th at 6:30 p.m. at Judy and Dave Tonesmeyer's home. We would love to have you join us. If you need the address, please contact me, Reverend Melanie, or Judy, and we'll make sure you have it. It is a potluck event, so please bring a dish. Judy and Dave are going to provide ham, wine, beer, and soft drinks. A COVID vaccination is required for the health and safety of everyone, so please make sure you are vaccinated before you come to our party. Please RSVP to info@oneworldspiritualcenter.net or to me, Reverend Melanie, by phone or email by December 13th so that Judy and Dave will know how many are attending. Again, many thanks to them for hosting our party. It would be way fun to have holiday carols. If you are interested in leading them, please let me know, and that would be a lot of fun. We look forward to seeing you at our holiday party.
Hello all, I am Reverend Rebecca, the Youth Director at One World Spiritual Center. We are in a month of December, and the faculty is going to be life, okay? We're going to be talking about all types of spiritual things in this universe about life. We're also going to be talking about the high level of energy, of positive energy, of happy energy that we will be having and be seeing in this holiday season. I look forward to doing this. It's such a good, happy season for the children. Everyone enjoy your holiday, and I wish you all peace within. Bye-bye.
Let's take the next few minutes and bless our kids. Last week, I know they were talking about gratitude and about giving and receiving. This week, I think they are moving into learning a little bit more about holiday traditions, a little bit more about simply being the light that they are. We are so proud of each and every one of our kids. We are so grateful to them for participating in our program, and we give thanks also to our youth director, Reverend Rebecca Johnson, for all that she does. So let's bless our kids and tell them that we see the divine in each and every one of them. So together, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine in each and every one of you. So thank you so much for joining us this week. I hope you enjoyed our gathering. Please come back next week. Our guest speaker is going to be Reverend Cliff Dawkins. He is the pastor of the True Worship Christian Fellowship Church on Joseph E. Boone Boulevard, the co-sponsor of Angie's Kitchen. You've heard me talk about Angie's Kitchen before, but Reverend Cliff has done amazing work and amazing outreach in his community down on Joseph E. Boone Boulevard, and I am really honored that he has agreed to come speak to us at One World. So please join us for that. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you have a blessed week, and we will see you next Sunday. Thanks for listening.
Hit it, boys.
I am a stand for love, let there be joy. I am a stand great week, everybody, and we will see you next time, same place, same time.